Let's talk about what you've been seeing. I've been watching it with interest. I think the biggest, the top-selling item that you had going for auction was the Super Bowl ring from Robert Kraft. Let's talk a little bit about that. What happened?
Yeah, it was. Robert Kraft donated his ring from the Super Bowl where he came back from being down 28-3, and nobody thought it was possible to come back and win that game. And he thought that ring would be symbolic of where the country was right now. And that ring was donated, auctioned off, and raised over $1 million. It raised $1 million and $1,025,000, and was an incredible item for us. And overall, it's been terrific. As you said, we've raised over $50 million so far. There's been nearly 500 athletes, celebrities, artists, sports owners, business titans that have gone all in and have made incredible challenges. And we're excited. We've still got a lot more to go.
Is that the second Super Bowl ring that Robert Kraft lost? Because didn't Putin steal one of his rings, too?
That is the second one. There were a lot of jokes that maybe Putin was one of the biggest, but I can confirm that Putin was not the buyer of the Super Bowl ring. It was somebody other than Putin.
Yeah, he doesn't give money for those things. Other things that you've been putting in there, I think the second highest item was dinner and a jersey from Tom Brady. Is that right?
Yeah, it was when Tom plays his first game in Tampa Bay. He donated the opportunity to go to the game, be his guest at the game, get his cleats and his jersey from his first game in Tampa, and then go to dinner or work out with him after the game. And that got $800,000. One of the really interesting things has been how many business titans have come into this of late. Walmart did a big auction where they gave multiple opportunities, and it's still going today, where you can actually bid on the opportunity to go in and meet with Doug McMillon, the CEO of Walmart, and his team to pitch your product to him. That's been a really successful auction. Microsoft goes spend the day with Satya, the CEO, and really talk about your business and shout at him for the day. American Express has an auction that ends today. You can go with the CEO of American Express on a 2-day golf getaway. So there's been a lot of great business titans that have also gone all in.
I'm thrilled to hear that. I think probably the excitement generated by the sports items is indicative of just how anxious people are to get back to that form of normal in our lives. That sort of, okay, at least we can count on sports, we can watch these things. When do you think we get back to actually having games that you can at least watch on television, if not live?
Yeah, well, I heard you mention it on the lead-in. The golf match this past weekend was incredible. All in Challenge was the primary charity from the golf match, and that had incredible ratings and so much enthusiasm, and raised almost $20 million. And I do think that just shows how much the whole world in America wants sports to come back. My gut at this point, I obviously spend, every day speaking to people about this. I think you're going to see sports come back in July. Certainly it's going to be without fans to start, but I think you're going to see most of the major sports come back. I think everyone's working to do this in the safest possible way for everybody involved. I think, again, that will be without fans, but I think it will happen in July. I think there's a lot of momentum, and I think everyone's really – they just want it to happen, and that's – I think you see the momentum of the country shifting for this to really happen in July.
Not every sport's equal in terms of the contact that it requires. Football, probably one of the ones that requires the most. Maybe Major League Baseball, a little easier to say, okay, you're not going to necessarily come quite as in close contact. Is that me thinking incorrectly, though? Or do you think the rules are going to be the same for everybody, or does every sport have to kind of develop its own situation?
Yeah, I think every sport is working closely together to figure out how to make it safe for their players, families, everybody involved, everyone who's part of putting the sport on. I can tell you that I think, realistically speaking, it's not practical to think that athletes aren't going to get corona if you're playing sports again, because I just think mathematically you have thousands of people playing. That's going to happen. I think people need to, be comfortable. The players need to be comfortable. I think, everyone involved needs to be comfortable that certain people are going to get it. And how do you deal with it? How do you make sure that you get those people safely quarantining well the rest of the games go on? I think there's been a lot of effort around that. But I do think it's going to be all sports that at this point, I think you're going to see the professional sports all coming back in July. That's certainly where all the momentum is. That's what everybody's talking about. I think that's what's going to happen.